Welcome, Adam Gallagher, to more Monmouth Musings.
Thank you.
All the way from MSNBC to Fox News, and I don't know if this is a step down for you or a step up for me.
Well, this is what I've been aspiring to, so I just want to thank you for having me.
Well,
This is great. It's
Yeah,
great.
well,
Good to be with a Monmouth County homeboy.
Yeah, and you're the CEO of National Research Inc.,
Yes.
the Republican polling firm extraordinaire.
Oh, thank you. I am very grateful to your nice compliments on your blog. Hopefully that'll continue after today's interview.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if not, I got Scott Zaprell gave me a carving knife and fork.
I did notice the knife. That scared me a little bit. I thought maybe I was going to get skewered.
I hope not. So we had a very, very surprising for a lot of for certainly a lot of the political establishment primary. Just June 8th, the Tea Party kind of shook the central New Jersey, particularly Monmouth County, to the core. And I personally wasn't shocked by Anna winning in the 6th district, but I was really surprised by how well David Coursey did in Monmouth County portions of the 12th district. What happened?
Well, I mean, I think that there's just a lot of energy on the part of these voters who, perhaps they haven't felt empowered in the past, and they're kind of very empowered and very energetic right now. So give them credit. They got out, they got their people out, they were organized. They've proven that you don't need excess funds. You don't need a lot of television. If you have the energy and the drive and the enthusiasm to get your voters out, that's what it takes. And frankly, I'm encouraged because I think that a lot of those votes, most of those votes, turn into Republican votes in the general election in November.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Can you even look beyond November? I mean, is this a landscape shift, or is this just, or maybe we won't know until?
Well, it's tough to say. Every election year is different in terms of the people who turn out. In 2008, there was this sort of large presidential year turnout. Now, in 2012, many of those people can actually vote again. So what happens in 2009, what happens in 2010, is not necessarily a harbinger of things to come. It may be. It's just that it's very, very early to tell what the implications are beyond this year.
Okay. In 2012, you're looking to the next presidential year.
Exactly. It's going to be another presidential year turnout. Anything can happen. We don't know what the economy is going to look like. We don't know what the results are going to be of 2010, so we don't know what the congressional makeup is going to be. So it's very hard to speculate, as to how long this movement lasts and what it really is.
I was looking, say, even to 2011. I was speaking to a senior level Monmouth County Party official recently who was concerned on the results of the primary that next year he might have the Monmouth County legislative delegation might confront primaries. Is it will the federal results translate to a state level, or?
Well, the answer is it depends.
Yeah.
A lot of it is really driven by the governor, and the governor is very, very popular in Monmouth County. Monmouth County and Ocean County delivered huge pluralities for the governor. Monmouth County is very supportive of the kinds of spending cuts and the kinds of programs that the governor's trying to implement. So, in my opinion, if the Republican legislation sticks with their governor, I think that they'll be rewarded, and I think that voters will appreciate that. So it doesn't necessarily translate. So much of the Tea Party this year is really focused on federal issues. And they take umbrage with the fact that on the federal level, Republicans have been guilty of overspending, of earmarks, of all this kind of thing. So I don't know that that really is going to translate into the legislative level next year, we'll see.
Okay. If you were advising leadership, the Republican leadership, because they got killed on TV on June 8th. The pundits were saying the Monmouth County Republican Party was weak and impotent. And if you were going to consult them, given what happened in terms of how to relate to the this new energy and this Tea Party groups, what would you say?
Well, first thing I would say is don't pay attention to what the pundits say on TV. Now, they can, see and read your blog,
right,
which I think is very informative. But, it's kind of, the difference between people watching a ball game and actually playing in the ball game. The reality is that I think that what Monmouth leadership should look at is the fact that There are energized voters who are becoming part of the process. They may not have been part of the process in the past. They may be empowered this year for, the first or second election of their lives.
Yeah.
In some cases. You know what? Bring those people in. Empower them further. Give them a real role in shaping, what Monmouth County is and what Monmouth County looks like and who Monmouth County wants to elect. We are at a crossroads in the state, and I think that, again, we got to look to the big guy, to the governor, to our leader, and we have to get with him because he is trying every day to bring the kinds of changes that I think most voters, and if you asked a Tea Party person and you showed them a list of 5 or 6 things that Chris Christie's trying to do right now, they're going to agree with him. So I think you must bring them in. You cannot, and I think, much to Joe Oxley's credit, I don't think Joe Oxley has had a cross word to say about those voters. I think he's been very open to bringing them in, and I think that's what you've got to continue to do.
Yeah, I think so, and I hope they continue to work well together, or start working well together. We're off to a good start.
I think so, and I think it's really important that everyone comes together. Look, I'm, very, very, happy to see Diane Gooch and Anna Little unified.
Yep.
There's one goal. There's one goal: beat Frank Pallone in November. Scott Saprell, Mike Halfaker. One goal: beat Rush Holt. We're all coming together, and I'm very impressed with the way that the party has gotten past the primary, has come together, and is just focused on November. That's really, I think, such an important step in terms of just continuing to bring this energy.
So looking forward to November, particularly in the 6th and the 12th districts. If you say don't pay attention to the pundits, read my blog, which I appreciate, but because I believe that Scott Saprell can defeat Rush Holt,
right,
and that Anna Little can defeat Frank Pallone,
right.
Watching the Sunday talk shows, I might be the only one who believes it, who's got an audience. What do you see in November? What should the candidates focus on? I know you did some polling of the 6th race for and Mickey wrote about it in the Two River Times. So I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it now that he went public, but
well, listen, without getting into the details of the survey, because I also did some stuff for Mike Halfaker, and I think you actually wrote about that.
I wrote about it twice.
Very interesting way.
I wrote about it twice.
Yes. I'm paying attention. I'm reading your blog. But look, in both cases, what I essentially saw was the same thing that any other legitimate scientific poll is going to uncover. That these incumbents are more vulnerable than they've been in years past. Times are changing. People, the economy, people are sort of pessimistic about the economy. People are angry. People are upset. All these negative emotions. And so what it means is that for the first time in a long time, Rush Holt, Frank Pallone, their numbers aren't what they used to be. We look at things like hard reelect. We look at job approval. We look at what issues or actions people can associate with these guys. And on all these different metrics, what we've seen is that their numbers have really come down a bunch. And it really will take a unified party. It'll take a smart campaign. Obviously we can't take anything for granted. But to defeat these guys, especially in districts drawn like this, you've got to win all the Republicans, but then you've got to win a big chunk of unaffiliated voters, and you've even got to win some crossover Democrats. So it's a tall order.
Yeah.
Now, again, to go back to the governor showed us you can win if you just kind of carve out the 6th district last year and you carve out the 12th district. Chris Christie won those.
Right.
And so it can be done. This is not, an impossible task, but it's one that requires a smart campaign.